record. All right. It is Tuesday. I've been thinking it was Wednesday all day. That's like the worst thing.
These headphones in, it always goes on fire.
You're not muted, Megan. That's okay. It's like the worst thing ever when you think that it's one day and it's not, like when you think it's Wednesday and it's Tuesday. But anyways, so a few announcements. Cour de force, as soon as I see the link up from Melanie Mitchell from her call last night, I will post that in the group. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about launching Cour de force because Melanie really says it best. And basically what she's doing is a lot of the exact same thing that she did for Country Heat. So one of the big things that I took away from that with her last night, though, was, if you haven't hit Success Club yet, it's not really something that you should be starting to talk about or promoting, because you don't want to bank on people, 3 to 5 people purchasing a challenge pack on the 31st. Like, it's just probably not going to happen. So I know Megan's been asking questions about like running a group and all this stuff. And like, my mind just hasn't shifted there yet because I'm still trying to hit Success Club. And so, but I think, if you want to start an event, if you hit Success Club and you want to start an event, I would definitely do that. I am going to do like an email probably, gosh, it's crazy. Like next week is the last week of October, but probably next week I will send out an email to all my customers, challengers, leads and stuff about Cour de force and just about the group. And then we are going to do a November 7th, we decided. We're going to do a Cour de force test group, launch group, however you want to word it. And I think we're going to do the tracker app, right? Did we decide tracker app? Is that what we said? Yeah, okay. Reason being is because like Facebook groups, after being on the tracker app for so long, like I just don't like Facebook groups. Like they just, all you have is notifications and you never catch anybody. I do think that with Country Heat, we had a lot of people participating in the Facebook group. I felt like there was more participation, but I think after our groups with the health bet, I think participation went up even more with the health bet too. So I think it just is a matter of us keeping that intensity up and like us checking with our challengers and keeping them engaged and stuff. That makes a big difference. So let's say you run an event on Facebook. We're going to set up a holding area, kind of like the same thing we did with Country Heat. But then instead of that turning into the challenge group, that will turn into then you needing to add your people into the tracker app. So yeah, it will be kind of like moving from Facebook to here, which I think with Country Heat, we were worried we'd lose some people. But the thing I didn't like about the Facebook group is I feel like a lot of people were in there that never purchased Country Heat. I mean, we had like 80 people in there, and I have a hard time believing that 80 people purchased Country Heat. I just don't think that really happened. But anyways, so that's kind of where we're at now. As soon as I start, once I get my event going and all that stuff, like I'll share with you guys. But it's just not in the forefront of my head right now because I'm still trying to hit Success Club myself. But as soon as that video from Melanie gets up, I will put that because she has a lot of great tips. I even will go to her event or her blog post and check that out to get information. The Cour de force Facebook page always has great stuff there, great posts, great pictures, transformations, that kind of thing. So that's kind of the deal with Cour de force. I did listen to a call today where somebody said they were worried about not being able to do Cour de force because they were pregnant. And Melanie said, you should still do it. She's like, just do the modifications or, do what you can do. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so that challenge packs go out on the 31st is when those go live. And then November 1st is when like the base kits and stuff go. So just kind of a heads up with that.
I was gonna ask.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
On the holding cell thing, I was on Hillary's call last night, and I just asked her a question about it. Do you think it would be better to do like your own holding cell and then put those people into like once they purchase? Because I was just thinking that, like, let's say I add someone in there and they connect like with you more, you know what I'm saying? And so then it's like they're in between, because I'm just thinking like for my coaches, like I know some of them are friends with both of us, and like if they want to sign up with me and that kind of thing and they're in my own holding cell, then I can build that connection and build that with them. But if all of my coaches are all, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
if all of my coaches are in one holding cell, then
yeah. And that's like last night when you were messaging me that too, I was like thinking that, and I'm like, okay, I can't, like it was, yeah, something we talk about on a call, not over text or whatever. But yeah, that's one of the things. And then the second thing is too is, I mean, it's different because we're going to go from Facebook to the app, you know, like my thing with doing the holding like area all together last time was that I felt like people that said they were interested were in there, but then like some people I don't think ever took them out.
yeah.
And it's kind of hard too, because I feel like you are at that point where you're ready to go into launching Core de Force. And like, I'll be honest, like I'm not ready. Like I haven't looked into it. I haven't done anything with it just because like I still have to hit Success Club, you know? So what I would say is if you feel like you're ready to have a holding area where you have people that are interested in, or you're doing your event, I would say set up a group for you. And then if some of your coaches have people and you want them in there, otherwise I don't think there's anything wrong with like everybody having their own holding area, you know, because basically what I did the last time was I'd post something in on my event and then I posted the same thing in the holding area. So it wasn't so much that I was doing anything different, you know, in terms of that, but it was kind of nice to get like the hype going of people seeing your posts and seeing different stuff and everything. So that was kind of nice. But I think since we're going from Facebook to the tracker app, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking about that because like if I'm posting for a week or something and like no one else is, you know, post until they're ready, then it's kind of like I'm building up other people's, you know, challengers and stuff, which is, it's okay. It's just that I'm putting my time and effort into that, you know, like, so.
Yeah. Honestly, I would say like go make a holding area, and then what, you know, like when I get to that point, I'll probably make one and like just go from there too. Just,
I mean, you could even, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just saying like we could share information back and forth, but maybe just not like having the same group, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I do. And I think we're to that point too, where it's like we kind of need to like brainstorm ideas together, but then we all kind of need to do it ourselves too. You know what I mean? Kind of like how we started doing the free groups, like, you know, if you want to put in that time and that effort, then you do that yourself and we can come together and brainstorm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I still like doing the challenge groups together. I know, my corporate mentor keeps telling me that I'm supposed to be pushing you guys out of the nest, but I like doing our challenge groups together because we all split up the tasks and we all split up the jobs. I think she misunderstood me and I made it seem like we weren't doing that or whatever. But and are we good then? Because I have something to transition to from that. Are we good with that? Core de Force. Okay. I mentioned this at one point, I think it was last week. But I was thinking about what if we, you know, and this could be something we implement in January or something we can implement in November maybe, but doing one large alumni group through the tracker app. I feel like we have so many alum, and I feel like they'll still continue to post even if they're in a general group where we don't have maybe a daily post. But I was thinking people that have been in 2 to 3 challenge groups, just sticking them in a group, and you can make it like, I think I saw Danielle Natoni had an alumni group going, and you can set it for like 6 months, and then when it gets close to the end, you can extend it and stuff. And so like I was thinking, you know, you still posting it like you do now, like we all just copy and paste their posts and you put them in there. But I can think of so many alum where, it's easier in the tracker app because you still see everybody's posts. But I feel like if we can just move those people into a separate group and then just really have those challenge groups to focus on our newer people, where then, like when we do our daily posts, like it's new to them and it's something that we can make sure that they hit on, and we can focus on tagging all of them in the post and that kind of thing. So that's just something to think about. But then I thought too, then that's less people that we have to keep transitioning to a new group. Like that's starting to become a pain because there's so many people. And like when my coaches will say, hey, can you add these 5 people? Like they're the same 5 people every time. So just thoughts on that. I think even if we want to roll it out, maybe roll out that alumni group, maybe like the same time as Core de Force. If those alumni aren't doing Core de Force, maybe roll them into that.
Even if like, I don't know, you take like a week and post like 7 motivational pictures or quotes or something for the day. Like even if it doesn't say Monday, Tuesday, even if it just says like keep fighting, or just find a bunch of quotes and like, I don't know, just make quick like posts for them to read in the morning. Because I know like I found like one of my challengers like found a quote and sent it to me, and so I was kind of like, oh, so like now people are starting to like come across it and look at it and want to post it in the group. So even like asking some of those challengers to find quotes and post, like kind of how they say to get challengers to start coaching, and like finding posts and stuff, and just say like, hey, can you post a quote every single day this week, or something like that.
Yep. And that can help kind of build that transition from challenger to coach too, because if they've been in a challenge group for 2 to 3 months, it's maybe at a point where they need to take a leap and stuff. And I know I have some, well, not any that come to my mind, but yeah, I've definitely been on Shakeology or been a challenger for several months. So, but yeah, so
I like that idea.
Okay. What do you guys think about, well, we could, because I was kind of listening to a call Melanie did, and she was talking about like how she plans out November. And so I was kind of looking ahead, and like the 31st, I think we can still start a new challenge group. The November 7th, have the Core de Force test group. And then Melanie said to start a challenge group on the 21st would be stupid because it's Thanksgiving. Like nobody's going to be wanting to do anything for Thanksgiving. So I'm thinking like the 14th, I'll do my free group. And then that week of Thanksgiving, those people from my free group, I'll really work on talking to them and building a better relationship. And then starting the last challenge group on the 28th. And then having that one run all the way until December 31st. So having one group, and that one you can really promote like all November, saying, hey, here we go. We're going to push through the holidays, really focus on, recipes and staying on track through the holidays and that kind of thing. So that was kind of what she was throwing out there for November. And I thought that was great. And so I kind of jotted that stuff down. But maybe the 31st, we could roll out an alumni group, and then, whenever they're done with the challenge group, just not throw them in, but just add them in there, and then just keep that group going and stuff. And I think as long as we're still posting in there and making sure we're throwing in motivational stuff or different challenges randomly and stuff, I think.
The only thing that, I like the alumni group. The only thing is sometimes when we get 4 or 5 groups, I notice our comments and stuff kind of suck.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guilty of it too. That's why I was just trying to think the alumni group would be really nice, because then you wouldn't have 900 people in different groups. And maybe with the alumni group, if there's not a challenge group that you don't get to every single day, to comment or something, it would be that group. Because I noticed once we started, we split or whatever and had 2 challenge groups, my coaches for sure have posted more and commented better comments than just yeah, awesome and stuff like that, just because they have more, I don't know, they have less people to comment on. And so that's why I really like the alumni group, because I think it will.
Yeah, and that's a group where, like, if coaches are posting, like, you know, don't feel like you have to comment on my pictures or, like, you know, that kind of thing. Or those can be, like, those general comments that are like, nice job, great work, you know, that kind of thing. And yeah, I think that's true. You know, if there's a day that you don't have a lot of time to check into a group, like, that's one that you can skip over for the day or whatever and come back to it. So, all right. Well, I think let's set that up for the 31st, and then we'll just kind of have it roll. I'll set it for as long as it can go. And I think you can continue, you can extend it as long as it doesn't end. Once it ends, then you can't extend it. But
you're saying the 31st of October, right, Kai?
Yes. Yeah. We'll do that. And then we'll do the 31st too. We'll have a regular group start too. So it'll be like a normal challenge group, but we'll just open up that alumni group then too. So, couple other things. Something new that they're trying in November is, instead of a team cup month, they're making it a team spirit competition. And it's a little bit different. I still have yet to watch. There's a video floating out around there that talks about it all in detail and depth. But basically, it's like a team cup, but it is just on a huge, ginormous team. You have to have a minimum of 20 people. There's no limits to diamonds or star diamonds or emeralds or anything like that. And so we were kind of talking, and then last night after Melanie's call, we decided to just jump on Melanie's team because why not join the top coach in her spirit team and have the best chance to win prizes and stuff. So basically, and you also, you get points for hitting Success Club. You get points for your challengers being in the Challenge Tracker app and posting, I think it was the same, 5 Shakeologies and 3 workouts. So you get points for your challengers participating and that kind of thing. So once I sign on and join her team, I'll kind of screenshot what it looks like, so then you can jump on there as well too. If you hit Success Club 5, you get a Quarter Force tank top, I think. And then if you are one of the top challenge pack sellers for, hey, Megan, just a heads up. This keeps popping up on my screen. I don't know if you get the notifications for this or not, but in Heather's Facebook message thread, somebody must have asked a question about thyroids. It keeps popping up, Megan has thyroid, Megan. So I don't know if you get notifications for that or not, but just so you know, they're talking about you.
Is it for the other team thing?
Belief anchored, yeah.
I sort of left that.
Oh shoot. Okay,
I haven't
I'll tell you later what they said.
Okay.
And then I can answer for you. Anyways, squirrel over here. It's been my life all day. So once I join that team, I will screenshot that so you can jump on that too. And then if you sell the most challenge packs for Quarter Force in November, you get a sweatshirt and that kind of thing. So it's pretty cool. I think they're just trying something new, trying to expand a little bit and get a little bigger reach and a little bit more team unity and stuff. Coach Sneak Peek next week. Megan and I are kind of talking and trying to revamp it a little bit. So basically, if you have people that are interested, let us know. And then we're trying to put together a little bit more. There was a video in one of the trainings about how this gal does her sneak peeks, and she does more of just not so much like, here's how you make money and here's how I fit it into my schedule. It's more of just her just talking and sharing her story, and then she has a big Q&A at the end where people can just jump on and ask her questions and stuff. So we're kind of looking into that, maybe changing it up a little bit, but planning on that next week, Tuesday. Okay. Then the next thing, or rolling into kind of my main thing, I was thinking today about, there's 2.5 months left of the year. We've got 11 weeks to go. And so I kind of wanted to throw out an incentive to you guys for, making a big push to end the year strong and a big push to start building your momentum. And something I heard today, and it really stuck out to me, and I want to say it now, and I'll say it again and again and again, is that between now and January 1st, your goal should be that when people come home from New Year's Eve parties on the 31st and they wake up on January 1st and they say, I look at themselves and they say, I'm sick of this, I'm sick of how I feel, I'm sick of how I look. You want them to think of you. When they want to make those New Year's resolutions, when they want to finally jump in and make the change, you want them to think of you. And that comes from your social media, that comes from you interacting on their pages, all of those kind of things. So something that I want to do, and it was huge for me last year when that was when I really started doing my calendar system, and I really started focusing on planting seeds and not getting so, upset or let it get me down when people told me no. It was right around this time last year that I started that, and I picked up that momentum, and it propelled me through January, February, and March. So like all the work that you put in right now, you're going to reap those benefits come January, if not, the end of the year push. Because I'll be honest with you, like this end of the year, if you've thought that July and August and September were difficult, like October, November, December is not going to be any easier because it's holiday season. I've had so many harvest excuses. I'm busy. Like now they're going to start coming with excuses for money. Like it's not going to get any easier. And so it's more of you have to change your tactics. You've got to come up with some different ways to reach people, etc. But my challenge for you between now and that January 1st morning when people wake up is when they want to make a change, you want to be that person you think of. You've got to be that person that they see showing up every day, having a transformation, that person that they can go to for motivation and get recipes and support and that kind of thing. So just think about that between now and then, every day showing up and being that person that they can rely on and they can count on. So I'm still kind of figuring it out in my head, but I want to, throw out some incentive for you for October, November, December in terms of hitting Success Club. So I was trying to think of like some like retreat or some girls' night out or something to do. And then like I was talking to Megan about it today, and then all of a sudden she's like, yeah, like New Year's Eve. And I was like, oh yeah, except I'll have a baby then, so that probably won't work. So I kind of scratched that idea. And so I'm trying to think of something different. And so as soon as I have the plan in the works, I will let you know. But just know that there will be kind of a building momentum with a big bang in December for hitting Success Club 5 in October, November, and December. So it'll be well worth it, I promise. I'm thinking like it'll be a gift in October, a gift in November, and then a big surprise gift in December with I think we'll just do a virtual party because it's hard to try and get together, especially, Shannon, I know, I'm sorry. But for me, like January will just be insane. So, but that's in the works. So just keep posted, keep looking for that. So, all right, let me get into what I really wanted to talk about tonight. Do you guys have any questions about those announcements or anything? Okay. If you do at the end, we can talk more about it. But okay, so when everybody went to Destin, Florida in September, they all came back talking about this 12-week year. And I'm that type of person that if I see everybody doing something, like I'm going to do it too. So I saw everybody reading this book and I was like, well, why not? Like I'll read it. Okay, so I ordered it Amazon Prime. It got here 2 days later. I finished the book I was reading and then I started this. And I started it last week. Yeah, because last week last week was 12 weeks till the end of the year. So this is the 11th week. And I started reading it and it was crazy for me because at the beginning of the year, January, I went to Pittsburgh. I went to Super Saturday. I met Autumn. I was super motivated. I had my vision board on the back screen of my computer. I had like 10 goals written on my board, my wall right behind my computer, like huge goals, like ginormous goals that I was going to accomplish. And, I went on that roller coaster ride until about April, May. And then it came crashing down. And all of a sudden last week I looked up at my board and every single goal that I had written down, like I had missed every deadline. There was no way that I was going to make those happen. And last week I was so mad that I ripped them all off. Like I ripped them off and I threw them away, and Kevin goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, I feel like I failed. I feel like in January I was up here and I had so much belief in myself and I made all these goals and I was going to make them happen. And then I looked at it and I'm like, there's no way. There's no way those things are going to happen because, it was one like hit 5-star by September 5th, my birthday. There's no way that was going to happen because that was, 6 weeks ago. And so I sat down and I'll just be honest, like last week, I just took last week off. I slept in, I got up at like 5:45. I worked out. I sat and watched TV in the morning. Like I sat there and watched it until it was time to get ready for work. I actually didn't end up getting to work until like almost 8 o'clock every day last week. I was just lazy and I worked out, but it was I just needed a mental break. But I was reading this book, and because at school we have 15 minutes where we have to read. And so I just started reading this and I realized that this was where mentally I was missing something. It was saying how the main focus is that, we set yearly goals. We show up in January and you make a goal. And what happens by February? It's gone. You forget about it. You have no more passion for it, or life gets busy and you have excuses. But it was saying what happens between like right now, middle of October till the end of the year. Not just in Beachbody, but in businesses and in life. Everybody's like, holy crap, we have 12 weeks till the end of the year. Let's go. We got to push. We got to meet these sales quotas. We've got to, finish all these tests before the end of the year. Whatever it is, everybody pushes in those 12 weeks because you're focused and it's a shorter amount of time. And so the focus in this book is to take 12 weeks and that's your year. So from last week to the end of the year, December 31st, that's your year. You break it up into 12 weeks, not 12 months. So you focus on every week, every day. Every day is considered a week, and every week is considered a month. So the amount that it would take you in that year, you're scrunching it down into 12 weeks. And I sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, that's so true. Like if I would have broken that down, because I did, I had goals to be 5-star. And then by the end of the year, I wanted my second business center to be 2-star, which my second business center is barely hanging there, right? Because I set those goals and I had every intention of hitting them, but I didn't have the steps along the way to make that happen. And so now that the end of the year is almost here, those goals are out of reach because I lost my focus. Or not that I lost my focus, but that I didn't have it. It was just too big of a goal. I needed to break it down into shorter amounts of time. So I wanted to go through and make you guys slides and stuff today, but that just didn't happen. But so much in here they talk about. A big thing too is you can talk all you want. You can write down things all you want. But your goals and everything is produced by your actions. And so it's turning this into doing and into action. So what I kind of wanted to do is there's a website that I'm going to give you at the end that you don't even have to read the book. You can just go right to the website and download the lessons. But I would definitely, so far, like this book, I've been implementing it so far and it's been good so far. But one of the things the first thing that I want you to do is write down at the top of your page your aspirational vision. It's a big word, aspirational vision. So I want you to think about your life 5 years from now. And then what are 2 or 3 big things that you envision for your life 5 years from now? So I'll give you a couple of minutes just to think about in general. And you can always come back to this and like add more in later, but 2 or 3 things that you envision for your life 5 years from now. And then after you have that, do the same thing for 10 years from now. So what are 2 or 3, 4 things you have envisioned for 10 years from now? And then if you want to, you can do 15 years from now. I did not because I didn't want to think about 15 years from now. I'll be ancient. I know. Actually, I don't want to think about my kid 15 years from now. That I'm not okay with.
It will be here soon.
Oh, no. All right. So then the next step is your 12-week goals. So I want you to think about, and you can think about this in your personal life. I took it straight to Beachbody. Like I focused on my Beachbody business. But 3 goals that you have that you want to hit between, we're going to pretend like there's 12 weeks left. There's really 10 and a half weeks left, 12 or 11 weeks left. But think about 3 big goals that you want to accomplish between now and the end of the year. 12 weeks. And then below that, I want you to jot down why those 3 goals are important to you. When you're done, make sure you put your pencil down and eyes on me so I know you're ready to move on. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is, to me, what was the best part. So my 3 goals, my 3 12-week goals, the first one is to hit Success Club 10 3 times. So I left that kind of open. Not necessarily that I'm gonna hit Success Club 10 in October, but that between now and my 12-week goal is to help 15 people. So I looked at it in terms of that. I'm going to hit Success Club 10 3 times by helping 15 people. I want to get to 3-star diamond. And then I want to get my income back to where it was in May. So from May until now, my income has like dropped in half. So I want to get that back up to where it was. And I had that's important to me just to get back on track, get my momentum back, and then to focus on really what I want in my life. So for your first goal, whatever it is, so for me it was hit Success Club 10 3 times. Below that, so you can rewrite that goal and then write your weekly actions. So what are and this could be, 3 or 4 or 5 things that you need to do for this to happen. Like, what are the steps, the actions that you have to take for that to happen, for you to achieve that first goal? And I had 3 things written down for my first one. And then you want to do the same thing with your second goal and your third goal. So like my second goal was for 3-star diamond. So I actually had 7 things underneath of there. Now, I should maybe say this. These don't have to be things that you have to do every week. These are just the things that you are going to have to do to get you to accomplish that goal. So like, for example, for my 3-star diamond, like I have a couple things that need to be done every week, but like one of them is running sneak peeks. I'm not going to run a sneak peek every week, but I have that written down, I'm going to have to do that 3 times, once in October, November, and December. So those weekly actions don't have to be done every week, but there are things that you're going to have to do if you want to accomplish that. And then again, do the same thing with your third goal, your weekly actions, the steps you're going to have to take to make that happen. All right, and then when you have those actions for your third goal, below that I want you to jot down what you think is going to be your biggest struggle in making these happen.
Can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, so what's going to be your biggest struggle in making these things happen? So for example, like for me, I put my biggest struggle is going to be working even when I'm tired, and that I just need to be more productive in the cracks again. I've kind of let my mind take over and say, oh, it's okay, like you're pregnant, you're tired, you don't have to do that. Like that's been my struggle. And then once you have that struggle, then what are you going to do to overcome that? Okay, so I'm not going to give you a lot of time to do this tonight. This is going to kind of be like your call to action or your assignment, if you want to say. But the next step from here is to look at those weekly actions, those steps that you wrote down that you need to take, and to figure out what week those have to happen. So let me give you an example for my goal of getting to 3-star diamond. One of my weekly actions was that I need to find 2 more coaches. I need to have team calls about rank advancing and the importance of advancing in rank, set up one-on-ones with my coaches, run sneak peeks, find out what my coaches' goals are, show them that I care, and be more present in the team page. So for finding 2 more coaches, I have down here week 6. So what I mean by that is by week 6, which is, let me see, week 6 is November 21st. So by Thanksgiving, I need to have 2 more coaches that have joined my team. So what I did was I printed out my power hour sheets and I wrote down, like, here's this week's. So at the top I have 11 weeks to go. I'm in the 11th week. Here are the things that, I need to get done this week in order to hit my goals. So I went through those daily actions and I numbered when those needed to happen for me to hit my goals. Because if you look at this, like, here's my 3 goals, here's all my stuff. Like, if you look at that, you're going to say, holy crap, like, that's so much I have to do. But when you look at that and then you break it down and, like, for example, here's week 11 for me. I have got to hit Success Club 5 this week. I've got to help 3 people. I got to do a team call. I was going to talk about rank advancing, but then this has just consumed me and just really pushed me forward. So I'm like, I have to share about that. So team call. I tried to check in with everybody yesterday and just say, hey, I'm sorry that I have been gone. Like, how are you? What can I do for you? Okay. So I checked in with my coaches. I decided that Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to stay in my room and I'm going to work for the 20 minutes that I have for lunch. So I've been not doing that. And I just need that. I decided I have to, I just have to sacrifice that time to work during my lunch. One of the other things is I need to be more present in the team page. Like, I need to keep posting daily and keep showing up in the team page, keep showing my coaches that I'm there and I'm engaged and I'm there for them. Another thing is I'm tracking when I'm actually working. So my goal is to work 10 hours a week. So an hour in the morning, an hour at night, and then 3 hours on the weekend, probably 2 hours on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. So I'm tracking that. But I have that all written down on my power hour sheet. So then I'm looking at that and I'm focusing on that. And I know that those are the things that I have to do. And then, so for next week when I flip, here's my goals. I've got to help 3 more people because I want to get to Success Club 10. I'm going to try and schedule one-on-ones with my coaches that want to do that. We're running a coach sneak peek, helping my coaches hit Success Club in any way that I can, just whether encouragement or whatever. So writing all those things down. Then I took it a step further because I just love to have lists and everything. I took it a step further, and I have another list right here. So I looked at my week, and I said, okay, Tuesday nights are hard for me to get anything done because I have the team call. This is the one night where I can't be on a call and be on my phone at the same time. Like last night I could because it was Melanie. I could sit on my phone and I could talk. Tuesday nights I can't. So I made sure that I did not have hardly anything extra that I had to do today because I knew that I had the team call. But last night I had 2 or 3 extra things that I did because I knew I could work while I was on the team call. So then I have that sheet. I have everything this week extra that I have to get done. outside of, my sending my invites and challenge group and all that kind of stuff. The last kind of part of this, of setting up your week, of setting up how you're going to be successful, is to go back and evaluate yourself. So he suggests anytime from Friday afternoon to Sunday night, setting aside some time to evaluate your week. So I'm going to shoot for Sunday mornings. I'm going to shoot for trying to get up, and he said, 15 minutes to look back on your week. And if you can get 85% of those weekly actions done that you need to get done, you are moving yourself forward to be more successful if you get at least 85% of those things done. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. And I'm pretty sure the website is just the 12weekyear.com. And there's actual worksheets and stuff that you can do with that. I'm going to see if I can find it quick. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. 12-week year, or if you Google it. But some of the things I read today, it was about taking back control of your day. And it was saying the choices that you make on how you spend your time ultimately create the results in your life. And when I read that, it kind of slapped me across the face, because I've been telling myself for so long, on the weekends, oh, it's okay. I deserve to just lay here on the couch. I've earned that. I've had such a hard week of work and everything. I deserve just to lay here. But when I read that, I thought, you know what? Yes, I do deserve to unwind and relax, but by me saying that I don't have time to do these certain things, that's just a lie. We all have time. It's just a matter of how you're choosing to spend that time. Watching TV mindlessly, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure we all do it. I know we do. I'm guilty of it too. I think this weekend I watched more TV than I have, this whole week, because I decided I want to see what it'd be like to be lazy. But it's all mental, just kind of coming over that. And the other thing I highlighted today during my orb time reading was, to become fit requires discomfort. To earn a significant income requires discomfort. To become great at anything requires you to pay the price. To accomplish what you desire will take sacrifice. The number one thing you will need to sacrifice is your comfort. And that was the other thing that I read that hit me across the face. So this week I got back to getting up at 4:30. Today it sucked. Yesterday I was excited, and today it sucked. But I'll just be honest, I know that I'm more productive in the morning. So I know that if I want to get a majority of my checklist done, I have to do it in the morning. And so at night I just get tired. And right now I have, let me see, because I just sent out a bunch of messages before the call. I have 33 unread messages. And right now I just want to go to bed. But I'm nope, I have to answer those before I go to bed. That kind of thing. And so it's not comfortable doing this, figuring out what I actually need to do. It's uncomfortable for me. But putting yourself out there and setting those goals, and then really looking at yourself and evaluating yourself every week and saying, yep, I definitely botched this week. I'll admit, the last 2 weeks I botched them, and I've had a lot going on, and it's not an excuse. It's just, I let that stuff overcome me and from what was important and that kind of thing. And I realized that this is important, and this is something that I want, and that kind of thing. So hopefully that helped you a little bit. And just to kind of see, I think if you just Google 12-week year, his program should come up. But I would definitely recommend the book, and it's something that I plan on doing, in January, setting a 12-week goals from January to March, and just breaking it down that way, because I don't know about you guys if what I started at the beginning kind of rang with you too, but we set these goals, and then all of a sudden, even weight loss goals and stuff, we have 21 days or 3 weeks, but so many times people say, well, I want to lose 50 pounds, and then they end up not, because that's such a huge goal. They have to break it down into those little steps, those 12 weeks and those baby steps. So, all right, drop the mic. That's what I got for you. So hopefully that helped. or just kind of made you think or focus a little bit about the end of the year, and it'll be here before we know it. Hopefully soon. You guys have any questions or comments or anything?
I have like 12 books in my Amazon cart, and it's like $100 some. I'm not gonna obviously get them all, but I was looking. Excuse you. I was looking for, like, I just got done doing the compound effect, and I really liked like reading Are You a Badass and then reading this, because I felt like I had the willpower to do it. But I'm just looking for like another book. I don't want another, like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what kind of book I need next, because I'm still trying to build myself, but I'm also trying to build a team now too.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if like this book that you're reading is helping more like organize you and your goals, or.
It is, but then it was also talking about how to relay this to your team. So, like, and this is probably more of, like, in team in terms of, like, a company where they can all meet together. Because then it was talking about, like, sharing your goals with people and sharing your accountability of, like, Sunday morning, okay, yeah, I got 90% of my things done, you know, or whatever. So it is, but I would say it's probably more individual for sure. In terms of team, some of the things that I've read, I'm trying to look on my ginormous stack. Lisa and I read the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership a while back, and it sounds really scary, but it was actually really good. What's his name? Oh my gosh. Dave Ramsey has a book too, Entre Leadership. That one was really good. I read that this summer or last spring, I think. I did just get done reading before I started this one. It was The Obstacle is the Way. And I would say that's kind of a combination between like You Are a Badass and the compound effect, kind of. It's just talking about how like obstacles are gonna happen, like shit's gonna happen, like crap's gonna happen. Life is not gonna go your way, but if you're gonna let that set you back, then, you know, like it just talks about ways of overcoming that and people that have overcome different obstacles and things. But that was actually recommended to me by a speaker we had at the beginning of the school year. He had like 10 books sitting there, and I like took a picture of them, and he's like, here, add this one and this one. And so that was one of those. I haven't read this one yet, but everybody that I talked to said it's really good. Daring Greatly. I don't know if you can see that. It's backwards, I know, but Brene Brown, I've heard good things about her, so. Does that help you? Kind of. Just gives you 10 more to add to your list. I have the problem of I buy some and then I don't get to them right away, but then by that time I see other people reading other ones and then I want to read them, so then I buy those, and then I'm not going to show you my stack because it's embarrassing. So, Julie, did you have a question?
Yeah, what type of invites or conversations are you having right now that seem to be getting the most attraction? I'm getting attraction, and I'm having those conversations of what workouts are best for them, and getting those fine details. But it's like then they shut down. It's like I lose. I don't know. I'm trying to piece that together and not sure where that. If you guys have any hints or help or.
I don't, because I'm having the same thing. Like we start talking and then all of a sudden it's like, you know, I say, oh, this program, da 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 da, talk about, you know, what it did for me, like why I think it'll work for them, and then it's like, oh, well, we don't have the money right now, or, yeah, so I'm not a great person to ask, but I know somebody has like 18 Success Club points, so maybe.
Okay. So this is gonna sound stupid, but I've the last people that have signed up, I have been how do I say it? Bothering the crap out of them for the last 4 months nonstop. I have not like given them a chance to say no, I guess. I haven't been like constantly like, did you get my last message? Did you see that I, want you to join a challenge group? I didn't do that. I just kept saying like, hey, how's your week going? Oh my God, I love this. Or, oh my God, how did you end up with the game on Saturday? Or like just randomly messaging them about like their life and what they're posting on Facebook. I had a girl, I sent her a link like 2 weeks ago, and I bugged her for 2 weeks, not like about Beachbody, just, hey, how's it going? How's the wedding you went to this weekend? Hey, I went to the Iowa game. Did you get a chance to watch it? And like, I logged on the next day and she signed up overnight because I don't know if she was like, holy crap, maybe she'll stop bothering me if I like sign up. Or she was like, okay, she actually does care. Or, she was like, oh, I completely forgot to finish it. Because like when I first started and I asked somebody like if they wanted to sign up and they said yes, I had how many people sitting in my like little Coach mobile app with links sent out and they just never finished them. Like I had 10 people just sitting there. Like if they would just sign up, like that's all I needed. And then I realized I was really pushing for people to sign up because I wanted the points and I wanted the cash or whatever from it. And then I read about like how it's about their journey when it's right for them. And then also the fact that you might wake up in the morning, post on social media and like work out and check your messages. But like 20% of people do that in the morning. Like 20% of people wake up, actually look at all their messages, message everybody back, and then get in the shower. And those 20% of people, probably 99% of that 20% is a Beachbody coach. Someone who's working their business through Facebook, through social media. Because I have some people that have not checked my message and it's been 2 weeks and I've sent 4 of them. It shows that they've like received it, but they just have not looked at it. And then I had some people who looked at it and life happened and they just didn't get back to me. I had some people that were like, oh, I was going to do that, but then this happened. Yeah, I understand that because in the morning I get a message from somebody and I might not get back to them until 8:00 at night because I'm focused on my life and what I need to happen and they're focused on the same thing. And so maybe just sending them like something to do with their life that doesn't have to do with Beachbody. But then also like signing people up, I always, like kind of what you were doing, like asking them about their goals and kind of like, where they want to go with it. I try to like kind of put it in their court. I had a girl that was like, hey, I want to be around, for my kids or whatever. And I've been really overweight. And so then when she gave me like that excuse about like, my husband, that's the stupidest excuse ever, by the way. It just pisses me off. But like my husband said I, couldn't, or my husband, I need to ask him if I can spend this money. Like I get that people have joint accounts. I get that money's tight sometimes. But at the same time, like even with Aaron, he has no money, but he'll have money to go buy beer because he's a guy, And so I told her, I'm like, well, when your kids are important enough, or when that reason of yours, that why power, I always say, is important enough for you, I'm like, then come find me. I will be here. I show up every day. I'll be here. I promise. Like, and I have people who come back to me like months later because I'm still here. I'm still, hey, how's it going? I'm still, how was your Friday? How was this? Like, so I don't know. I guess I try to connect with them. I talk about Beachbody, and if they walk away from it, I try to connect more with them about their life. And then sometimes you just have to let them come back to you. I literally just had somebody message me like 5 minutes ago. I talked to her probably in June, and she basically was like, nope, I'm going to get married. I don't have money. Awesome. And so I've just been, hey, how's it going? And she just messaged me and was like, all right, I'm ready now. Like, it just happens that way. People just, I don't know, are ready. And that's what's happening. All of those months where I was sending messages and people were like, no, you're an idiot. You're annoying. Leave me alone. Like, now they're like, well, maybe not. So they just come back. So even though they say no, just put them on your list for like next week. Hey, how was your week this week? You know, just connecting with them. So I know it doesn't really help you, but.
No, I love that though, because it kind of hit me this weekend. Because like last week I didn't really do it like a lot on my phone. So like I didn't really check my messages. But when I finally did, I had gotten like 3 or 4, no joke, like 3 or 4 messages. 2 from Ronan and Fields people and 2 from something else. 1 from Jamberry and 1 from something else. And it was literally like, hey, I took the leap. Like, do you want to join my party, or like, do you want to place an order or whatever? And I read that and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, it just kind of hit me. I'm like, wow, I hope I don't sound like this. Like, I hope that I don't come across like this. And I know a few weeks ago, I kind of started to do what Megan does, like not that intensely. Like, maybe I need to step up my stalkerness, but like I started sending out, if I know I'm going to message, if I want to invite somebody next week, then like this week I'll send them a message and be like, hey, how's your week? Or like I'll say something about something I saw on their Facebook. And then just tonight, I haven't done it in forever, but tonight, just before the call, I went through, or today during my lunch, I went through the people from all of last week who liked either my coaching or my workout posts, or like my posts about my struggles personally or whatever. I made a list of them and I sent them messages like, just, hey, thanks so much for your support. Like, it's not easy to share what I'm going through. And so you just liking it meant a lot or whatever. And then I'm like, hey, how are you? And that's like why I have so many messages right now in my inboxes from like those people. But like, I know Megan's told me this too. Like, sometimes it sucks the life out of you, like talking to so many people, but like, obviously it's working. Like, obviously it's happening. And I think she's right. Like, then people see that you do care, and then it's not just coming across as like how I got that Ronan and Fields message. Like,
and honestly, like, I know sometimes it's easy to just not post on social media, or it's easy to not, I don't know, make a coaching post at 9:00 at night or something. But honestly, like, I've had so many people, I've made a point like every single week to post some sort of transformation, whether it's non-scale, whether it's a scale one, whether it's my coaches or my challengers. But people seeing that repeatedly every single week, people are getting results every single week. People, you know, are getting something. Like, even I know Kylie posted a picture of someone doing country heat and someone commented, I'm in. Like, remember when you're like, somebody just said they were in and I don't have anything for them to join, like, you know. So people are just looking for results, like looking for I don't know, whether you've dropped like 2 pounds or 300 or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, they're literally just waiting for you to say, like, I showed up and I did this. I've had so many people ask me, because I've been doing like the whatever out of 60 for my workouts. And it's a 60-day program, but it's not actually 60 days. It's technically 56. And I've had so many people that are like, what the hell is 60 days? It's 56 or it's 63. Like, it's either one or the other. And I said, I just picked 60 because to me, it's a 60-day program. I can say I finished a 60-day program. And I actually did a week twice on accident. But like, just to have them message me and start that conversation. So I noticed there was another coach from a different coach that has doing the same thing and putting like the thing in the side. And somebody laughed and said, like, messaged me and was like, did you see so-and-so was doing this on their picture? I was like, yeah. They're like, so should I message them and ask them why they picked that number? And I was like, I don't care. That's fine. But like, they knew it was me. They knew I branded that. They knew I started that part of it. And so like, find something that you can do every single day. So like, whether you put like an orange border around your photo, every workout photo, or you have a kid photo, like with you and your kids every single day, or I don't know. Like Kylie, I know when she does her workout one, she puts like day, whatever. Like do something that you can constantly do every single day. I put a filter on it, and I put the whatever day out of 60 every single day for my workout. And like I've had people say like on Sunday I didn't do one or something, and they're like, did you not work out today? And I was like, no, it's my rest day. But they were waiting for it. At 7:00, they were waiting for that post. The one day I completely forgot to post it on my personal page. I put it on my like page and on Instagram, and someone messaged me and was like, did you not work out today? And I was like, yeah, why? And I didn't post it on my personal page. I just like got in a hurry or whatever. But people are watching you do that. And I've had people that I'm friends with, other people that have come to me just because I'm here every day. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to going to somebody that they might know, but no, they're not showing up, or no, they're not doing something every single day. So just trying to, I don't know, like brand yourself. That helps my conversations a lot. Because they're like, now what program are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have gone over an hour. So does anybody have any last questions?
I had a thing about the coach sneak peek. Did you want to start like a thing early so we can, or like, did we want to like get in like a message thread and kind of go back and like figure out what's important to put in a coaching sneak peek? Because I need my videos ahead of time if I need to. Otherwise, I have to go to Verizon and get my phone fixed because my
your live still doesn't work?
No. I have an iPad though. It's just bad. Like, it's not very good like camera.
Oh.
So it looks awful. But I can use like Aaron's phone too. So it's, I mean, I have a backup just in case.
Okay.
But
yeah, we can. Because I was just thinking like if we start adding people in, you know, Sunday or Monday, and then just kind of post little things like, you know, like my picture with Autumn, or like your pictures with, you know, or your, you know what I mean? Kind of like we did with the summit group or whatever. So
yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
So here was my idea for a graphic. I don't know why, but so like I wanted to do like the United States and like do all of our pictures in different like areas of Iowa. And then I was like, oh, I have somebody who's not in Iowa. So how cool would it be to have like, I don't know, like the United States, and then put pictures of you like where you've been because of Beachbody, or like, so like put some of us in Tennessee, put some of us, you know, like you went to Pittsburgh, you know, we've been to Minnesota together, like, you know, just putting those different, like whether it's pictures of us or it's just like stars to show like where we've been, or just do something like that just to let them know that not everything happens in like their living room. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Don't forget about Shannon.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, that like not everyone's in Iowa.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
is there anybody else that doesn't live in Iowa?
Does somebody live in South Dakota, or was that mine?
Oh, yeah, Emily Johnson lives in South Dakota. Abby used to live in Missouri, but now she's back in Iowa.
Yeah. But I mean, just if we put like stars.
Oh, yeah, Andrea's in South Dakota. That's right.
Yeah, just if we put like stars, like where it's at or where we've been, or maybe if you've connected with somebody not from Iowa, you know, like, or if one of your coaches.
You could do like our like for those of us that live in Iowa, like you could put our faces in there, but then like you could draw lines to like Tennessee,
where we've been,
and Pittsburgh and Minnesota. You know what I mean? Like to show where you've gone because of Beachbody.
I was just thinking that because if we're all going to like New Orleans and stuff, like when I first started coaching, I didn't know about Super Saturdays or Summit or, you know, like even the Success Club trip right away, just because that's not something that you, you know, like throw at a new coach.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, like with some of like my newer coaches, if I'm like, yeah, you're signed up as a coach. If you sign up 3 people every month, you know, you could get a success starter. So like having Shannon talk about that, you know, earning a ticket to Summit, like just kind of sharing, because everyone else honestly just shares about Beachbody, shares like what they've done through Beachbody, like how it's changed their life, not necessarily your coaching story and that sort of thing, but then they also share that through their experience, I guess. So I don't know if we can
I think the other stuff, like how you make money, like all that kind of stuff, that's stuff that would go into a Q&A. Like if somebody's really interested in that, like then they can ask there at that point, you know?
Yeah. Because the other ones I've just like went on and looked, and I mean, I know some are 3 days, some are, you know, an hour or whatever, but a lot of it's just like Beachbody has changed the frick out of my life, and this is how it's happened, you know? And I don't know, I kind of liked when we did I'm Kylie Cooper, I'm super old and have 2 children, like, you know, like said your age and like how many, you know, kids you have, if you're married, like what you do full time. Because I've had so many people, like even Riley was a teacher and she said, well, you guys work full time, so why can't I do it, you know? So remember when we did like list a little like bio of ourselves, I kind of liked that.
And even if somebody's not doing an actual video or anything, we could still put their description in there just to kind of show like our team, like who's all a part of our team.
And we could, I don't know, I did I made a group or a banner or whatever, and it's the tribe sneak peek. So instead of doing coaching sneak peek, I did the tribe sneak peek. So we could just talk about like the community we're in, the team aspect of everything. And so that's why I wanted to do like a picture of like where we've all been together or how this has changed our lives, just to kind of hit a different part.
Yeah, I like that idea. I like that.
Okay.
I like it.
We've been going to bed at 9 lately, so I'm really old. Getting 9 hours of sleep or whatever the one night was amazing. Like woke up at 5 and was like, yeah, let's do this. And Aaron's like, no, let's not. Okay, so Tuesday at 8, right?
Yes, yeah.
Like the time of your team call? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I can post in my team page and see if anyone wants to help do videos, or if you want like just a few people talking, or, you know, because I know sometimes it's stressful like with live videos and stuff to, if you're free, first of all, if you can post on time, you know, like those kinds of things.
I would say like maybe we want to do videos from 8 to 8:30, and then from like 8:30 to 9 do the live or do the Q&A. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Or like, I mean, or if the Q&A goes longer.
Yeah.
Because if we kind of post little things building up to it, like even if we just posted all day Tuesday, like if you have a break at lunch, we can just post your picture quick and like just, hey, I wanted to share a little something before we officially kick off tonight, blah, 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 whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like, here's me with Siggy, or here's when we got to go to Nashville, or, you know, that kind of thing. So, all right. Well, hey, I am going to let you guys go. If you want to share what your 3 goals were, and then like kind of share your action steps with me, and if you want me to be that, you know, accountability, or like me to message you at the beginning of the week and say, hey, did you set your goals? Like, do you have your actions in place? Like, I would love to do that. My success and I have been, and so we've been checking in with each other every time we do a power hour. I'm like, hey, I just did my hour. I got this done. Like this morning, Kevin was kind of bugging me, and then Kinsley decided to get up early, so I didn't get as much done this morning. But I still like checked in with her. I was like, hey, I got my hour done. I didn't get as much done, but I got the basic, like, you know, like just that kind of thing. So if you want to share your stuff with me, if you want me to check in with you and say, hey, did you get 85% done this week? You know, definitely, you know, just let me know.
Is there more information? Because I feel like I have like my 3 goals, but like to break it down weekly, I know you're going like 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. But like just to know, I don't know, because like let's say your goal is like 5-star or whatever, you know, how do you break that down in 12 weeks? You know, like how do you know?
What I did was, so like for example, mine was like 3-star. So I was like, what do I need to do to get that? Well, I have to find a couple more coaches. Like, and how am I going to get coaches? Like, I do this, 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 and this. And then I pulled up a calendar on my computer and I looked at that and I'm like, okay. And I just kind of like backtracked how does Melanie Mitchell say it? Like backed my way into it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, if I want to be 3-star on December 31st, then I've got to have coaches by the middle of November so they can hit Emerald by that time. You know, so then I just kind of started working my way back. And then I was like, so what do I need to do with the coaches that I already have? And like, so then I just kind of took it and broke it down as to like, okay, this week I really want to focus on this because we have a sneak peek. Or I looked at it with the holidays and I'm like, well, maybe this week we're not going to want to do a sneak peek. We're going to want to do it this week. So that was more so of just me kind of figuring out when I needed them to happen.
Okay.
You know?
Stupid question. I know it's for the leadership conference. When was like the last day we're supposed to be at 2-star?
I'm pretty sure it's the 31st.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that because last year it was, well, you have to be oh my gosh, I don't know. You have to be official and you have to qualify you have to hold it for 6 weeks. So you might have to backtrack.
Which would have to be
1, 2, 3. I know they extended it so you have more time than you did last year. The FAQ would have it for sure.
Okay. I'll just look at that.
Yeah. But like, yeah, if that's the goal, then like you can backtrack from there and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would check the FAQ. But yeah, definitely if you want to share those with me, I don't remember who I was telling, but you know, pretty much from 7:45 to like 7:30 at night, if you send a message via Facebook or in the group, I probably won't respond. If you really need to get a hold of me, like the best way to do it is to text me because those show up right away and I see those right away. And so if something's on Facebook and stuff, I don't always get a chance to check it till like even like now, you know, if somebody sent me a message at noon, I still haven't checked it yet, you know, so that kind of thing. So just know that if you like need to get a hold of me, really texting me during the day is the best way to do that. So I know that's like old school, but, or Snapchat, you can Snapchat me. Although I don't check that during school because if it's a video, I don't want to like not listen to it. So, although today, this is how old the kids make me feel. Like one of the kids goes, "Do you even know what Instagram is?" And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Do you have Instagram?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Have you ever heard of Snapchat?" And I'm like, "Yes, I have Snapchat. Like, I am not that much older than you. Like, I am, but I'm not. Like."
I got called old because I didn't know there was such thing as a, it's like a highlighter, but it's almost like a chapstick. It's really weird. It's like a gel highlighter. And I was like, that looks like chapstick. They're like, it's a highlighter. And Becky Maloney knew what it was, and I had no idea. And she's like,